Hello, and welcome to the first episode of the Black Empowerment 365 show. I am one of your hosts, Kinte, and I'm here with Quianna Rodriguez. How are you doing, Quianna?
I am wonderful. How are you doing this evening?
I'm doing really, really excellent. I'm so happy to be here with you, and we're going to talk about a lot of stuff on this program. But before we do that, I think it's a good idea for some of the listeners who probably haven't seen us before to kind of give us some background. So I'm going to start off with you, Quianna, ladies first. Tell everybody a little bit about yourself and happy work week and all that stuff.
All right. Well, my name is Quianna Rodriguez, and I'm the owner of On Point Career Solutions, and I help people and individuals.
Uh-oh. I think we're having a little technical difficulty.
A happy work week, and I provide coaching and training for their life.
Yeah, now you're good. You're good.
Can you hear me? Oh, man. Okay. So, yes, I provide coaching and training that help people improve their happiness in their life and career. So that is what my main mission is, because so many people hate going to work. It doesn't have to be that way.
Okay. And tell us about a happy work week.
All right. So happy work week is pretty much all about helping people recognize that it is possible to have a happy work week. And I use different techniques and strategies that help people recognize what they can do in order to really enjoy every single day of the week. And like I said, it's pretty bad that so many people go to work and they hate their jobs, they hate their circumstances, they hate the toxic work environments. And like I said, you can enjoy every single day of the week. So that's what Happy Work Week is all about. Not only your life, but also your career.
All right. And my name is Kinte Fergerson. You guys may know me. I'm on Blab quite a bit. I do a multitude of different programs. The one right now that's on hiatus that I like doing very much is our Mars Venus Men and Women Talk show, where we have men and women come together and talk about different issues about relationships, the workplace, social issues as well. So I see like this show is an extension kind of that show, dealing on different topics. Mm-hmm. This show started because Quianna was doing a Black History Month show, and you had the wonderful Miss Sharon Powell on, and you did that for about, about 4 weeks, right? And people wanted us to continue doing that. And we decided to start this show because we can build on what you did with that show as well. So now today, we thought it would be a great opportunity to start off with talking about that entrepreneurial spirit. And we have two wonderful guests. We have, of course, the one and only Leon Henry. How you doing, Leon?
I'll say myself from me. Ladies first, as you. A very good morning to Quianna. Good to see you, and Kinte, and brother Aaron in the scene. I should call him Mr. Wake Up. Great stuff. Do I get to get my 30 minutes of fame now? Introduce myself?
Yes. Tell us about yourself.
Okay, guys. Where should I start? For you blabbers out there, they coined me the name The Wizard. I have no idea where that came from, and if that's what you call me, The Wizard, I don't know. But again, my name's Leon Henry. I am the CEO and co-founder of one of the companies behind me called The Web Step, and also Caribbean Online Training. What I do, I'm a marketeer. We primarily help business owners by providing compelling marketing strategies with effective and measurable results. We've delivered over 25 billion ad impressions to date, I'm proud to say, from platforms like AdWords, Facebook, and all different platforms you maybe know out there. So we do a lot of ads and a lot of impressions. One of us have served the industry for about 25 years. I'm sort of an IT expert. We worked with Fortune 500 companies that you see in today's mainstream media. I've been on Blab for about over 100 dates. I think my hundreds was about last week. I also implemented many different strategies for many Blab owners to the sum of about 10,000 US dollars, some fundraising activities. But really today, it's not really about me. It's about you wonderful people out there and how we can help.
All right. Thank you. Thank you so much for sharing. Now, our next guest, this brother, also much like Leon, the minute I met him, I knew he was the real deal. His name is Aaron, and I'm gonna let him tell you about himself. Go ahead, Aaron. The floor is yours.
First of all, thanks, Quianna and Kinte for having me. It's a pleasure to be on. The first of its kind. It's always good to be the first. But my name is Aaron, Mr. Wake Up Better Goings. 25 years old now. Serial entrepreneur. I've started my first 2 companies when I was 19. I was still in high school. I sold those 2 for like a couple of years ago, like 2.5 years ago, for profit. Motivational speaker. I've been also speaking since I was 19, and this is my topic. I mean, I've been speaking about the mindset for 6 years now. I think I'm getting old, but six years now I've been speaking about this topic. Been paralyzed, been a lot of things. So I'm just waiting for the question. This is my favorite topic, and I love talking about it.
Now, some people may not know this, and you kind of glossed over it, but you were at one point paralyzed. Let people know about that, because that's very important, I think, to your background.
All right. So 2009, I was top 10 in the country for 2 sports, football and basketball. And August 26, 2009 was the day I was going to make my commitment. I was going to Temple University on a full athletic scholarship. I was going to play football and basketball and do the whole college thing. But I went to make a tackle in a scrimmage, and I put my head in the wrong place pretty much, and I broke my neck in 3 places. That's why I have this scar on my neck. And right there, everything, I lost it all. I mean, everything that I worked for at the time, I thought I lost it all. And I went to the hospital, and the doctor had told me word for word that, Aaron, you have to come to the realization that you may never move again. You broke in your neck in 3 places, and you paralyzed from the neck down. So I didn't have anything after that. I mean, I had to listen to somebody pretty much take my whole life away, all my dreams, all my aspirations. At that time, I thought was gone, and it was just something in me. I mean, that's the entrepreneur spirit, I guess. I just didn't have time to be paralyzed. My family was broke, we were struggling, and we needed a way. So I just had to create one. Like I said, I was paralyzed. So after really like going to rehab and physical therapy, I still wasn't 100%. So I couldn't get a job. So I felt kind of useless as the man in the house, and I couldn't provide. So I had no choice but to start my own business. And that's where this whole mindset thing came into play. Because of the circumstances, it was sink or swim time. And that's how I got everything started.
Okay, now that's cool. Now, I really wanted to find out from each of you, what do you guys consider the entrepreneurial mindset? What does that mean to you?
I'll jump in on that one first. I'll jump in on the mindset.
All right, yeah.
Well, we're going to surprise you first on your topic, and the entrepreneurial mindset. I really don't call myself an entrepreneur. That's one thing I don't do. There is a reason why. I mean, even if you want to call yourself that, because everybody is calling that. So my mindset, I'm going to be something totally different. That's the first thing, my label. My mindset is to say, okay, I want to be different from everybody else. Not too far left, but more importantly, again, I've got to use something unique about me. So your mindset. You have to get your mind set to start to receive new information. Right? If you want to quote unquote call yourself an entrepreneur, you are now becoming, as I said, a business owner. You're no longer working for somebody where you think you can come in late and really, really, take liberties. You're running a business. And there's a point clearly here. If you become sick, your business will stop. You really have to go into this understanding what business is all about. You're really defending for yourself. You're going out there, the business is getting itself has dependence. So you really got to take on a lot of things and try to get good advice and build a team now, whereby you was a part of a team. Now you are going to be a leader, waving his flag. People are going to look up to you. You've got to make decisions. So there's a lot that needs to be sort of researched, understood, and the question you ask yourself, are you ready to be, quote unquote, entrepreneur, a business owner today? I'll open up the floor to
Yes, Aaron, yes.
Can you ask the question again?
I really wanted to find out, what does the entrepreneurial mindset, what does that mean to you?
To me, the mindset is always kind of stepping away from the now situation. Always thinking ahead of time, always thinking of ways to better something. That, to me, that's what that mindset is about. Knowing that right now I might be in this place, but in the future days that's coming, I'm going to be where I want to be. I'm going to have everything that I picture. Knowing that it's always possible. Mm-hmm. That's what entrepreneurs really think about.
Mm-hmm. Now, I'm going to start this next question off to Leon. When starting a business, what's the first thing that you would advise someone who's wanting to start their business? What's the first thing they should have in tow before they should even think about starting a business?
I mean, even like the comment in the chat window again, are you ready for this? What is your why? Why do you really want to do this? What is it? I can tell you ain't money. If you, well, this is what I'm trying to say. We got to think of it logically here, because I mean, I know times are very, very rough for a lot of people. Dollar, exchange rates, currencies, everybody's going for something. But going into business, you've got to understand your why. And I want everybody to write this down. Yeah, what is my why? And don't make it monetary, because if money has wings, it will fly away. All right. If you have all this money, but you still, you buy assets, you don't even know how to manage money. All right. You've got to be in a mindset whereby, listen, if something happened to you and you had to make it all back, could you do it again? Yeah. So this is the first thing I start off with. What is your why? Right. Everybody write that down. Yeah. Again, you don't have to tell everyone, but it's your little secret. I've got my why, and it ain't money. All right. So that's just how I'll say it's the first thing that I will start to think about if you're going into this and really want to start out to be a business owner. Is that answer your question, Kinte?
Go ahead, Quianna.
Well, going deeper into that and, trying to find out your why. I know a lot of people, their why is really surface level. So how do you really dig deeper into recognizing your why, or at which point do you think people really recognize their why?
Well, pain points. I mean, think about it. You get up in the morning. Why do you get up in the morning? To do something. Yeah. What drives you to do these things? Because I think if we deep down, there should be something paining you to go out and do something. Yeah. Take for example, you've got a toothache, and it's really, really pain. You need to solve that by going to a doctor. I mean, to a dentist. All right? So you've got to understand the pain points when I want to do it, because that will drive you more than anything else. And when you understand how you operate as a human, yeah, you really, really, really can excel in this well. Yeah. That's what you've got to go. And that's got to be throughout you every single day, determined to go out and do what you have to do. Eager, your drive. Nobody else would know this. And if it's in you, yourself, yeah, it's your own little secret. And it's within you. And that's your passion. I love coming out here, talking to people. Yeah. That drives me. Go ahead.
Now, Aaron, you started when you were a very young man. You still are a young man. Did you have anybody that you could look to as far as, I'm talking about people in your actual life that you can look to as entrepreneurs that could, maybe give you any guidance? Was there anybody like that in your life?
Yes. There was my dad, and somebody asked a question in a comment, said a comment that they were born to be an entrepreneur. I'm about to tell you how you're not born to be an entrepreneur. So my dad is an entrepreneur, right? So my whole life, all I know is sales, transaction based. I don't know the job type of life. But my mom, her whole life, all she saw was my grandmother work jobs. So how is that my dad is an entrepreneur and my mom isn't? Do you see that the difference? On one side, I'm learning the job life. On the other side, I'm learning how to be an entrepreneur because of what I'm seeing, not because of I'm born to be an entrepreneur. It's a learned skill. Being an entrepreneur is something not something you're born into. But yeah, to answer your question, Kinte, yeah, my dad is actually, when I did start the business, is who I bought it from. It was from my dad. So I had $5,000 in the account, and I just said, "Hey, Dad, you're not doing this anymore. You mind if I buy it?" He said, "Yeah." That's how I got everything started. But guidance, just like everybody else, none special. I read books. I started going on YouTube and listening to audiobooks. And Leon spoke about that why. My why was stronger than how everything was going to get done. That the how didn't matter. The why was so important. Why I needed to do it was way much stronger than how it was going to get done.
So what do you think it is the thing that drove you? I mean, you talked about how you couldn't even accept the fact that you were paralyzed because you had stuff to do, so like, what was that thing that just, what do you think it came from? Would it come from your father's entrepreneurial spirit, you think, in the genes, or was it just something internally you had?
To me, it was internally. I mean, I'm used to winning. That's just being honest. I'm used to winning, coming from a sports background. So when I couldn't perform athletically anymore, I just had to transfer what I already have over into something else that I'm doing. That's called determination. That's called will. Like, this is a mantra I say to myself whenever I get tired, want to go to sleep early. Well, my passion, my purpose wakes me up, my drive keeps me up, and my will keeps me going. That's how I get through my long days. And that's why I succeed, because I tell myself, okay, somebody else is up, somebody else is going to get this sales, somebody else is going to get this get this person. Everybody's my competitor, and I'm always competing. I mean, at the end of the day, we're competing for the same things. We're competing with each other for the same amount of revenue. This is, and I'm talking about business right there. So you're just not going to win. I just have to win. I'm just passionate about that.
The question is, did you learn to compete from Carlos?
No, I didn't learn to compete. Competing is natural. It's I just can't let you beat me. I just can't win. I don't know. It's like I love winning more than I hate losing. So might as well do what you love, right? So I just have to win. I love to do it so much. I have to do it.
Can I comment on those two questions?
Sure.
And I'm being mindful of everybody's time here. I definitely want to thank everybody who's actually attending today because we have this looks a very, very good turnout. Thank you very much. Competing. One of the things I do personally, I don't compete on price. I compete on adding value to stand out from the rest. Now, yeah, it can be a competition, but you can also be fighting for the wrong things. Yeah, and I think we had a discussion with Aaron before on that one, but again, I'm not going to talk about it here today. But going back to what you originally asked, do we have any sort of mentors or anybody entrepreneurial in the family? Some of us here come from single parents' backgrounds. Unfortunately, our parents did the best they could. But sometimes the information they gave us today, it don't work. Unfortunately. Again, some of you got some wonderful parents and they give good advice. Go and be a doctor, a lawyer. Go out and get this degree, that whatever degree. Stay in school. Mm-hmm. People are now dropping out of school to come to be in this lifestyle. There's no school to be in this lifestyle. Yeah, you can see some of the big quote unquote people out there, they've come out of university, top university, to come into this lifestyle. All right. Now, as I said, sticking to the actual, from my background, my parents came home from the Caribbean, to serve this country and do what they had to do. They done the whole thing, and now they've got their pension. Pension's worth nothing now. Can't even live on that. So, where my generation, where the people that I looked up to, they were cousins. Yeah, and they were very, 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 very great in what they did. I looked up to them. Today, it's flipped on this side because I'm teaching them. But more importantly, they are the ones that they drive me, and they're really good at what they do. And they're now trying to come into the space of this wonderful online presence. That's my part.
Wow. So, Leon, I really want to dig a little deeper in that because you mentioned that there's so many people that's recognizing that school is not the way, and not necessarily the way to go, but a lot of people are moving over to the entrepreneurial side. And when we have mindset, how do you switch your mindset from the worker bee to an entrepreneur?
Surround yourself with people like-minded. Go to places where these people hang out. One thing I would say, you've got to deprogram yourself from the system. This is the hardest thing you're going to do.
The Matrix, yeah.
I'm not going to go into there, right? Because honestly, listen, I can say that the work environment has taught me a lot. Okay, it probably has changed over the last few years. But if you're going to go for a job, I want you to just watch how a company actually performs. All right, that's what you're going to take away. It's a training ground. I work for some large Wall Street companies, and I saw, billions and trillions go through the door every single day. And I'm wondering, how does this work? Then I had to make the decision to give up a very, very a high-paying job to do what I wanted to do. Yeah. So to do this, you really have to not take things personally. Okay. And learn fear. Because this is one thing that I had to do. I had to say, you know what? I'm going to do what I have to do and not look back. But more importantly, make sure I've got that nest egg where I can survive for 1 year. This is the test to see if I can do what I have to do and know how much I'm worth. A lot of people get into this game and have no clue when somebody says, how much do I pay you? What will you do? You equate yourself to the job. Ooh. Not how much you're really worth. Okay? You are basing it just because of economic environments. Why is somebody worth $4,000 in New York, and if you're in Kentucky, they're worth less? Just as an environment. You're doing exactly the same job, but you're worth less. Now today, guess what? I trade internationally around the world. My fee is the same. Because you're buying my time and my expertise. Okay? That's what you're paying for. Yeah, so I can help you in your business. But yeah, you really have to sort of deprogram yourself and really think different when it comes to these types of things. You know, and really pay attention in a way to answer your question.
Now once again, I have a question. I'm gonna start off with Aaron, and then I want Leon to answer this as well. As two men who are entrepreneurs, how important is legacy? Actually having something to pass on to your kids and future generations, because I don't know that we talk enough about importance of legacy, about having something that you can pass on to your next generation. So we'll start with Aaron, and then I want Leon.
That's a great question. And to answer the question in the chat, I'm perfectly fine. If I didn't tell you the story, you would not know that I was ever paralyzed. Perfectly fine. But legacy is everything to me. Another little saying I remind myself is you only build a big business for two reasons: either to sell it or to pass it down to your kids. It's the only reason. Well, the only two reasons. So that's what I'm doing. I'm building something so my daughter can build it bigger. So her kids can build it bigger, changing my family's history pretty much. Everything that I'm doing is for my family, my legacy, my last name. Aaron is just the vehicle that they're using to get there, but Goins is I don't really know how to say it, but it's just so important to me. That last name is everything to me.
Yeah.
All right. I'll touch on that. Legacy. Well, we don't go out and plant a seed in the floor and let the tree just rot away, do we? Going back to my why. Why are you doing this? I mean, just for the today? When you create an empire that can sustain any wind, turmoil, whatever it may be, you're starting a whole new type of revolution here. Yeah, this is not just to pay the bills for today. Let's build a business that's going to, as Aaron said, you can sell it on and go again and again and again. My why is exactly the same as Aaron's here. I have a son. I want him to go through life whereby, not to take a single parent family, but more importantly, have an opportunity he could choose, where he wants to go. But give him an opportunity, as I said, to experience like other people do, where they can come into the business and you know what? This is his business now. Yeah, we've all been in a job when we see the CEO and the family comes in. And you know who's going to be next CEO. It won't be you. It's that guy there. Little guy. He'll be telling you what to do. All right? So, for me, creating legacies is very, very important. Where I can say, yeah, we've had wish I had a rich family. Well, it's not rich, but again, giving him an opportunity to go into the business marketplace and compete and add value and give him something to think about. Whereby he knows how much he's worth every day. That's my take on it.
And I
Okay.
can I go a little bit deeper into that?
Sure.
Yeah. So to me, like I said, how my name is so important. I don't after I'm gone, I want my name to mean something. Everybody remembers Andrew Carnegie, Dale Carnegie, some of the great people in the world. I want to be that same person. I want people to say, "Hey, you remind me of my great grandfather Aaron Goins." I want that same thing for my name. Those people still generate revenue for their family from the books they wrote, from the speeches that they did, from things that they still own today. What's his name? The Walmart. I want to be in that same category. So that's what I mean by either you're going to sell it or you're going to pass it on to the later generation of your family. The Walmart none of us own a Walmart in this Black right now. But his family can. You have to have that last name. That's a legacy right there. That's something that everyone should strive to achieve. And that's what I meant by that saying, because I saw somebody said, "Huh?" Like they didn't understand what I meant.
Mm-hmm. You hear that phrase? That's old money.
Yeah.
Love it. All right. I wanted to take an opportunity just to do a little reset. This is the first episode of the Black Empowerment 365 show. You're here with your hosts, Kinte and Quianna Rodriguez. And we have as guests today, Leon Henry, as well as Aaron Goins. And we're going to do a real quick chat room shout out. I'm going to start off with, of course, we have our guests. We have Anna in here, Kathy, Ava, Jessica, Sherry, Stephanie, Spy Gadget, Nichelle, Nikki Nicole, Elizabeth. Work out around it just says my bad. Oh, okay, my bad. Yvette Marie. We have Herbie. We have King Carter. We have, of course, Sunflower, Leah, Linda, Justina Ford. I got to look around the camera. We have Carlos and Xanadu bringing up the rear. Thank you so much for all the people that are here joining us. And we will be here every Friday at 7 p.m. Pacific, 10 Eastern. So I'm going to hand the mic back over to Quianna and to keep this discussion going.
All right. Leon and Aaron, you can answer it as well. But I want to ask you, Leon, first. When you said the opportunity to choose, when you said that, it made me think about how people operate currently in their workplace. Are they putting their best effort in, and are they really working to their best ability? So when you say the opportunity to choose, I think there is this false idea that it's easy to be an entrepreneur. How can you really touch on, the opportunity to choose and to really go full force as an entrepreneur?
You probably see my expression on my face here. I understand. The opportunity to choose. Well, I mean, put it this way. I mean, as an individual, you've got an opportunity to choose what you want to do. But that choice you make, you've got to be accountable for it, because anything can go wrong. All right. Now, I haven't, when I get business owners, I mean, I have the people that work with me, I've got a no nonsense approach, because I want to find out in the first 10 minutes, look, are you really serious? And I ask a couple of questions. Yeah. Are you frightened? Are you fearful? Is this really for you? Yeah. Do not look at these other people out here, because you don't know what they've been through. You're only seeing the front door. You haven't seen the back end, what they went through and tested and tried, what pain they've gone through. So much. If you hear some of these stories that people do, like even Aaron's, yeah, they've been through tried and tribulations. Some have gone into debt to get here. So if you want to go through this, I'm telling you, everybody that is a business owner has gone through something to get here. And just as like I always say to people, it's about risk here. You've got to lower risk. Yep. Whereby when you've actually learned how to lower risk, whereby you can have the opportunity to say, hey, you know, I can spend $50 and just, you know, okay, fair enough, waste it and not worry about it. But you'll realize that you've actually got into a negative, then you can actually say, all right, I can now go into a positive because I know not to do it again. All right. So, but the opportunity to choose here, you've really got to think about it carefully. And like I'm going back to the same thing. I'm going to stick on it hard, guys. Is this for you? Yeah. If you're not ready to get slapped around a bit and being told what to do, yeah, you're going to get days where you want to wake up and say, oh, Lord, I just hate it. Really, really hate it. Mm-hmm. And I always say to people, let's turn on your happy switch. What drives you to get out of your bed, run this business like a business, not like a taxi cab, work with your team, be persistent, know your goals, and be accountable for your actions.
All right. Well, Aaron, I'll ask you this question. How do you feel about the term that it's so often used, fake it till you make it? Tell me what you really feel about that.
I think it's a good and it's a bad thing. Because we all have to, for this one reason, we all have to talk to ourselves. We all have to encourage ourselves. Everybody believes in the law of attraction. So putting it out to the universe is going to come back to you. So I think that's a good thing. But when you start to fake it publicly, it's something different. Because then you fall flat on your face. That's something completely different. Because we're all entrepreneurs, so we speak at a different frequency than everybody else. So when you pretend to speak at our frequency and then someone like me asks you a question based on the things you're saying, and you just I think it's like, well, I thought you said this, and then I say something that entrepreneurs are supposed to know, and you have no clue what I'm talking about. That's where it becomes a problem and it becomes wrong, and that's how something I like to call the Think and Grow Rich mentality, where you just read Think and Grow Rich and you automatically entrepreneur, and that happens. So it's more far-fetched than anything right now. I just can't believe it.
that cracks me up too. They'll read one book and then all of a sudden they think they're whatever they are. But you know, also too, there's a lot of people out there who are hustling. A lot of people, entrepreneurs, customers, and stuff like that. And being, especially a new business owner, what's a good way to kind of figure out who to get involved with and who not to get involved with? Aaron, you talked about there's certain questions you like to ask to kind of see if they're the real deal or not. But Leon, tell me, how do you kind of discern who to mess with and who not to?
I'm going to combine these two questions because I think it's very, very key here. How do you find someone who's very, very genuine? The ones that are faking it, all right? Ask good questions. That's the first thing. Line up a set of questions that you know people will stumble on. Okay? If I was working with somebody, okay, fair enough. Show me social proof this works. Who have you helped in the last 10 days? If you want to do, quote unquote, the Google things that people do, the investigation, go and do it. But understand where that source came from. Right? People can get exposed very, very quickly. Body language can tell you straight off. If people start perspire, there's something wrong. Now, call me up 4 o'clock in the morning. See what happens. See if they're still asleep. Okay? All right? Watch their activities, their surroundings. There's lots of things you can tell about a person. And if it's somebody of business status, you will see how they carry themselves. All right? a lot of people will get found out very, very quickly. My one of my Jamaican parents, if there's any Jamaicans in here, they would say the higher the monkey climbs, the more they get exposed. All right. So if you're going to go into this space and you're going to come out blazing and you're going to be out there, the public eye will look to you. And you'll be exposing yourself and you'll be talking about things that you shouldn't be talking about. All right. So there's a number of things you can determine by somebody. But again, fake it to make it just a saying. But again, some people do fake it. They do over exaggerate. But again, the public eye will look at this and it doesn't sound real. It will doesn't look natural. We're all humans. We all send off an energy, a spirit, if you want to put it in that way. Yeah, women can feel this. Some men can't because they're hard. But, yeah, just give it 5 minutes with somebody and that energy, you say, there's something wrong. Let me just check that out. Yeah, send them an email, send them a text message. We write in certain ways. And, unfortunately, in today's world, an email can tell so much about you. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Also too, we all have our gut feelings, and I think sometimes when we need to listen to it, we don't listen to it. There's a reason why you get a certain feeling when you're around a certain person, and it's usually not just by happenstance. It's usually a good reason. So sometimes you got to really trust that whatever that thing is inside of you, when something doesn't smell right, it's probably not right. So definitely you want to ask a lot of questions like you were saying, because there's a lot of times, especially when people don't talk to you direct. See, the one thing I found is when someone really legitimately has something legitimate, they don't ain't about all that extra BS. They come with you with exactly what it is, how it's going to benefit you. And they don't give you a whole bunch of anecdotes about when they were a little kid and they used to fish with their grandfather. They tell you how this is going to help you. And I noticed that a lot of people who are so full of it, they want to tell you everything but actually what you're getting. So, it's like when they try to sell you a computer and they tell you about how, we have this great keyboard and and mouse that comes with it. It's like, well, what about the computer? So when they try to tell you about everything that's around it, but not exactly what you're getting, that generally is a red flag that you got to pay attention to. So that's something from a personal standpoint. Go ahead.
No, exactly. The benefits. Yeah, there's a difference. When there's a salesperson, he will sell you. Indeed, again, going back to your example here, the salesperson didn't even ask you how you're going to use it and who's it for. Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's from a blind son, but he's telling you. Do you understand? You see the disconnect? You personally, I let people hang themselves when they come to me. I'll give you 5 minutes and you hang yourself. Mm-hmm. And if they don't tell me I'm an IT expert and you're talking to the wrong people, they will shut down. You know what? Get off my telephone. Don't waste my time. Because
And you can use that in relationships too, by the way. That same kind of thought works in relationships when you talk about it. So, but go ahead.
I also think it's action based too, because you could talk a good one where I can't find nothing wrong with what you're saying, but then I get on Blab at 12 o'clock in the afternoon and you want it. It's like, I thought you said you did this, but you on here 24/7. When do you have time to do the things you say? Like, think about this. Think of Lil Wayne. And I'm going to take it so far left, but I just want you to stay with me. He was on TV since he was 14 years old. When did he have time to gangbang?
Right.
It doesn't add up, right? You on the internet, you on Facebook, you on Instagram all day. When do you have time to grow your business? When do you have time to live in your purpose, live in your passion? All of these things you're saying, it might sound good, but your feet's not moving. You sitting in front of a green screen all day and not doing nothing. And that's the problem. That's some people's downfall. They know what to say. They actually know what to do. But kicking it into first gear is actually harder than putting it in third. You see what I'm saying? That's so many people's problem.
Wow.
But,
Woo. Go ahead.
I'm just saying,
Leon?
would you put that down to the PR team and what they put out there in businesses in today's world? I mean, I'm from the United Kingdom, if you haven't known. I mean, in America, we look up to you for your marketing efforts. And this is what comes over to us. And this was saying, this is not real. You look at a TV game show where people are getting slapped and all this. I think, hang on a minute, that doesn't happen. Or if it does, what is it? And everybody looks to Hollywood and these types of things. And we've got to be careful what we take in to our minds here. Because you think this is reality. And I think going back to saying certain question, Quinlan, how do we gauge this? Are these people real? And we start to put twos to twos. Okay, all right, this is an average American. Watch out. I've seen, Hollywood housewives and whatever it may be, blah, blah, blah. Stereotypical stuff. Yeah?
Yeah.
But you have to, it's crazy. Go ahead.
Just think what the box is.
Yeah.
It's a television. Let's break that down. It's telling you your vision. It's telling you what they want you to see, what you should think. It's telling you. I don't know about anybody else, but I still think I'm a little kid. So what comes with that is me being hard-headed. So I can't believe what's on that box. I'm too hard-headed for it. I can't believe in the stereotypes. I can't believe in the oppression that they want us to believe. All black men under. I just can't believe it. No one tells me what to do, but me. That's just my personal belief.
I'm going to add into Aaron. That's very, very good, and I commend you for that, because I gave up the TV. I can't even tell you. I think it's more than 13 years ago. I don't have a TV in my house. And people say, why don't you watch TV? No, I'm not interested. Because that, as you said, it's feeding my mind. And the thing, it's old news. If you don't know, guess what? If you're watching the news, that event happened hours ago. So you're watching old news. You wasn't there. You cannot go back to the source. Hang on a minute. And the media have controlled it in a way to tell your story. And that's what you're feeding your mind with. You've got the wrong source of information. And you're following. This is what you're basing it off. You go out and find the source of information that you need. Good research brings you good results. Bad research will turn you down to a wrong angle, wrong lane, and you totally have lost it.
Right.
All right.
Exercise. I'm sorry. I just want to say this one last thing. Exercise that that everybody should partake in real quick. I know everybody's on a computer, so I need you to put your phone in your hand. This is something I actually do with high schoolers. Go on your phone. Go to YouTube. Go to YouTube. And everybody see I'm on YouTube. It's popping up. If you can see the camera, it's coming up. Press that little man and press history. The last thing I was watching was Bob Proctor, so everybody could see it. Now I want everybody to tell me what's the last thing you was watching. If it's some world star hip hop, you don't have the mindset. I don't do this for fun. Everything I do is so intentional. So I'm purposely living on purpose. My purpose is to be an educator, so that means I have to be educated, right? So on YouTube, now this is last night while I was sleeping. Listen to this stuff while I'm sleeping. It's still playing while I'm waking up. That's the mindset you need. Constantly feeding yourself with useful information, not useless. I don't want to know who was wearing this heel and she was wearing the same dress at the Oscars. It does not put money in my pocket at the end of the day. I care less about it. I could care less about who snatched who wig off at a fight and loving hip hop of the land. I could care less. It does not put money in until it start putting money in my pocket, then maybe I care about it. But until then, Bob Proctor is on my YouTube, and I'm gonna continue to do things that help me and not hurt
That is very, very powerful. I say it all the time. We have to be very, very careful what goes through here and what goes through here. It's so, so true. I mean, you hammered down on some really, really good things. So I know that there was a question in the chat, and they really wanted to know exactly what your business is. So, Aaron, we start with you and Leon. They just really wanted to like recap and find out what your business
You want to
is.
start with me? Okay. So
Yes,
I'll take it
yes.
back to 19. The first thing I ever did was a landscaping company. Then it grew and turned into a landscaping and cleaning company. Then it grew and turned into a like more of a full service thing, like with parties and events. Then sold that, and then I started a school called Success Academy. Then pretty much built a kind of, it's not the best speaking career, but kind of good. It's kind of picking up now. Biggest company I ever spoke for was Bristol Myers Squibb, and I was 23, and just imagine a 23-year-old. I'm looking at billionaires. This is a completely different level, and I'm like, you can be and do anything you want. And it was just kind of like intimidating. But right now I'm pretty much focused on I got a few candy kiosks and some malls and a restaurant and a Muya Burger. So I'm kind of focused on growing that. I'm not doing anything too big right now. I'm doing blue chip things to get me to that next level, and then I start doing my own thing.
All right, love it.
For me, I'm a marketeer. As I said before, if those who miss it, I've driven about 25 billion ad impressions. Clients average spend about 1 million. Again, I did really, really crazy marketing campaigns. I sell anything from a product up to 100,000. I sell boats, ships, tanks, you name it. I also have a training school. We've got about 250 courses that we do. That's Caribbean on Training. We trained over about 1,000 to people internationally. We've got a school here in London. Also have a new company that we actually started off with. This is Skyline Studios. We provide digital photography for corporate companies. We're trying to work out some deals with many travel companies. What else have we got in our bag of tricks? So much. I think that you can imagine I don't do all at once, but more importantly, we can being sort of orchestrated of many things. But I'm here on Blab also doing some marketing. I definitely help out people in Blab for marketing strategies, give them advice, give me production wise. I've done numerous things. Guess what? Anything to IT, I've probably done it, seen it, wear the t-shirt. You can see I'm good with audio and video, but again, I still stay in my lane, and I just will do just marketing right now. That's all I do. So, bottom line.
Now, I do have a question for you, because you guys do quite a bit of stuff. Is there any fear that you guys ever maybe spreading yourself too thin, or do you? I mean, how do you not do that? You know, where you have your hands too many in too many cookie jars at this point.
For me, I would say, listen. Okay, all right. No, to me, I think you've got to focus. And again, master of change. Jack of all trades and master of none. And this is something I had to change over the last few years. As you can see, I've done lots of things. And when the question comes to say, what is on your business card? What do you really do? I won't be reading off something like that. Yeah. Because I can tell. I've seen some business card. They've got this, that, this. I mean, where do I fit in here? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Just focus, because guess what? If I think it's the fear many people have, to just focus on one thing and get it complete, and call yourself that, and try to answer this phrase: I help X solve Y. Stay in that industry and get to be a specialist in your field. Okay? You don't go to a doctor and say, you know what, and say, guess what? They go and try to repair your teeth, do you? He specializes in the doctor's field. All right? Just know your field very, very well. Yeah. If it's monetary, understand how much, or again, guess what? If you're specializing, the sky's the limit you can charge because you can fix it. So when you specialize and people can come to you, you do this and they know they will select you for that particular activity. So I definitely say, just don't try to go and say, I'm going to do this, because you won't be able to focus. Because yes, one day you wake up and say, okay, I'm going to do this today, when there's a deal coming around the corner where you could have snapped it, but you was doing something else, which wasn't the paying highest activity. In that way.
And for me,
yes. Oh, go ahead,
I was
Aaron.
just
I'm sorry.
told, don't ask for less problems, ask for more wisdom. So it's not spreading yourself too thin if you know how to handle it. If you know how to manage time, if you know how to hire the right employees, if you know how to do those things right and put people in place and delegate power, which is something I'm struggling with right now. Like, I'm not perfect. I'm struggling delegating power. You can handle it. So to beginners and people who are just getting in this field, you're not going to be Walmart. Like, I'm still not Walmart. You can't do everything. It's not enough time in a day. But once you learn how to duplicate yourself and have 80 employees working 80 hours a week, well, then that's more than 24 hours in a day, right? So then you get more stuff done, and you can branch out and accomplish more, and start a second business and start a third business, because you duplicated yourself and made more than 24 hours in a day, and that's how it's done.
That's pretty cool. I mean, wow. I mean, duplication, learning how to replicate yourself. Okay, many people don't know how to do this. Or, as I said, well, I'll ask a question in here. I want to do a poll because there's 34 people in here. Those who've got a job, and I call it just over broke, as you know, because I don't know anybody that makes money and they can save money today. Now, here's a question for everybody. In a job, where do you see your CEO? Yeah, how many times do you see your CEO? Put one in the window if you see them every day, or two, the office is always open and they're never in there. One, you see your CEO every day of the week. Ask a question. Let's see if everybody responds, because I want to make you understand. Okay, the CEO is on vacation. Okay. Anyway, yeah, the CEO's on vacation. Everybody's trying to work this out. When do you see your CEO? One, you can see inside the office. Two, he's there. Okay, everybody's totally forgot. What is a CEO? Okay, I give it a while. Okay, I see my CEO every day. Okay, my CEO.
You're talking about for people who has a job, not for us entrepreneurs.
Yeah.
And a CEO isn't an entrepreneur. A CEO has a job and a boss, just so y'all know. Stop calling yourself CEO.
Exactly. Well, what I'm trying to say, I think most of them got it right. You don't see them in the office, all right? They're out playing golf or going to Macy's, all right? So if they can do that and they're not even interested in you, yeah, not to say you have to go do that kind of activity, but more importantly, it's staying know your role here, all right? He is a thinker, and he tells people what to do. That's his role, yeah? He wants to know when the checks come through, there's some zeros, or someone's getting fired, or something needs to be done. This is how you got to be ruthless in this game, all right? Mm-hmm. You've got to make hard and fast decisions and changes so your business can stay afloat and be profitable. If you don't know how to do this in a day and you can take it personally, you're really, really, really going to find it difficult in this game. All right? It's not a joke. Go ahead.
I love that. The purpose of this show is called having that entrepreneurial mindset. And before I asked the legacy question about passing on wealth to your children. But I also want to talk about, how do you instill that entrepreneurial spirit in your kids, in your nephews and your cousins, in the young brother you run into at 7-Eleven or wherever you might go into. So I want to start off with you, Aaron, and then go into Leon, and just talk about what are some ways that that you would pass that on, based on your experience.
Again, this ties back into what I said earlier, how we're not born to be an entrepreneur, right? It's all about what we see. My daughter, I pray that she doesn't have to work, right? Like, I'm not going to say I'm be this where I'm at forever. Not saying that. I'm just saying she's never going to see daddy have a job. So she's not going to know what that life is like. All she's going to know is how to see daddy be pretty much Mr. Wake Up Better and be his own boss and own his time. So when she grows up, she's not going to want to work at Macy's. It's not going to be her life goal to be the manager at McDonald's. She's going to want to open up her own business at a young age, because that's what I'm teaching her. I'm not giving her a TV and a computer to go look at World Star Hip Hop. No, she's going to have things to really grow her mind and develop that entrepreneur spirit, because that's what I did. So to me, it's all about putting the next generation on the same path that I'm down right now. And it's not just letting them get an education in school. I mean, face it, like, the school system kind of failing right now. It sucks. So I have to be the one to educate her and my nephews and well, I don't have a niece yet, but my nephews and my daughter, and even her friends that come around her, because you learn from the 5 people you hang around with most, right? So even I have to educate them, and even if this ends up happening, educating their parents, just constantly putting the right people around my child and around the next generation.
I think for me, discipline. Yeah, I want to stop. Yeah, and respect your elders. Yeah, I mean, I take adopting, my parents' attitude, because guess what? Some of the things they've installed in me, the qualities, have taken me a long way. I may not picked up on it when I was young, but now this is where it kicks in. Yeah, your parents can only teach you so much end of the day, when it comes to, going through life. You have to go out there and learn your own. But again, I think what we can do for children is spend some time with them, expose them to things. We're in a rat race right now. Majority of people in this room have got children. One thing in the business world, unfortunately, we do try to focus on the business and not even focus on our family. This is what they're going to see. Mm-hmm. Oh, they're going to also come back to say, oh, you don't spend any time with me. I have been a victim of that. That stopped me dead in my tracks. Now going back to my why. I'm trying so hard, and I've got to bring it back to home. Spend him some time and try to explain to him what is really going on. He may not understand it, but again, expose children how to respect people, get things done on time, put away certain things, try to focus. Yeah. They understand learning a bit about the cash flow. I'm not talking about money. I'm talking about how the cash flows and how we get things. Right? Yeah. There's a difference here. All right. Just don't come out from somewhere I'm buying you an Xbox tomorrow morning. It gets there by certain things. So I'm going to teach you how to buy something that you can sell tomorrow for a profit. Not buy something that just wastes your time in depreciating value by the time you get it. Or learn how to buy time. People like me, old people like me, we hire people, and I'm buying your time and expertise, but I learn how to trade. So for me, again, as I said, from my little boy, I show him how to trade his Nintendo and Xbox games and sell them online. I give him a little business to do, whereby he has to be the store owner. He has to go out there. That order's been placed. You need to get that order to that customer ASAP. So that means you've got to check the account, check the emails, making sure that they're in a way it looks clean and professional, and people give you a good review. Yep. So once he understands that, he says, okay, I've got some revenue now. I can start to trade on that. Do I buy another game? Do I spend all the money, or do something else? But yeah, I would expose them to actually platforms in today's world, the online platforms. Just teach them a bit of discipline here and start off with that. And if they can work with that, I'm sure they'll be understanding, they've got an average idea, what business is all about. But yeah, try to expose them where they're young. Where unfortunately, our parents didn't have the time, to teach us all this, and didn't have the technology, and they couldn't bring us around surroundings like that. So we've got so many things that we can expose our children to, but expose them to the right things that whatever or bring around somebody else that can teach them this stuff. Yeah. And show them for the day. Because guess what? Many children don't get into going to a high financial office and seeing how people do things.
Mm-hmm.
All right? Just expose them to this, and they can, at least they've seen it for once, whereby they see how a toy has been made.
You know what my first business was?
Go ahead.
As a kid, I'm talking about, I wasn't even in high school yet. So I had a lemonade stand. I used to hustle lemonade and do quite well.
Okay.
And do quite well with it, and I don't see that no more. I can't remember the last time I seen a lemonade stand. Like, kids used to do that, and I used to make it. We had a lemon tree. I get the lemons, squeeze them, make the lemonade real good, and and just sell them. You need a permit now.
Yeah, but you see, no, we're talking about today, all right?
Right.
Now, the reason why, as you know, reason why I don't see it, obviously, I don't see it here. But guess what? Yes, certain people don't have the quality now. Okay, now what's unique about lemonade stand? Children want, it's not $1 now. They want 10 for lemonade.
Right.
Yeah, right. They got bills to pay. It's different. Okay. So you can see what's happened. Yeah, children are on a different level. That's why they jump into the internet. Yeah,
Like,
you see,
this was my first business, right? My grandmother, she had a job, right? She worked at the hospital, and they had a job fair. They was giving away these little hats, like the top of the hat was this wasn't here. It was like a little sun visor, and I thought they were cool. So she came home with like 2-3 boxes of them, right? So I just had the idea to take it to school. I was going to give it away to my friends, right? She just said, here, take them and give it to them. But one person wanted the same color. So he said, I'll give you $0.25 for it. That was my first business. Sold it to her. He said, no, I give you this, and I give you this, and I give you this. And I was in the 2nd grade. I ended up that day selling out. And then the next day I couldn't sell no more because everybody had one. But that's how young I was when I found out about profit.
Right. Right.
That whole day, I made like $10. But for one, I did it. You didn't have to teach me how to sell. That's one thing you didn't have to do. And you didn't have to teach me about supply and demand. Didn't have to teach me about that. I understood it. And then the next day, I knew, okay, I shouldn't have sold to everybody, or I should have took 40 cents instead of this quarter. But those are things I can't teach my daughter, right? That talking about legacy, I can't teach her. She got to find that out on her own.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe the bigger issues I got to teach her, but not something like that, not instinct like that.
Now, we have a question from Facebook. There's people that are plus fives we got over there, +1.
Wow.
And this one comes in from Facebook, and it says, what advice would you guys give working with people that you don't get along with?
Ooh. Okay.
Well, I mean, if I don't get working with people you get along with.
Mm-hmm. But I imagine they must have some sort of value that you need, I guess.
What I mean, working with people that you don't. I mean, okay. This is, we have to break this up because obviously, if I'm working with you, I don't get along with you. I'm not going to take it personal. All right. First of all, if I'm somehow I didn't get along with you, I'm trying to find a medium. Yeah. Talk to somebody else that can get to your message. But if I didn't get along with you one-to-one, you need to go. Sorry, because you're wasting my time. Because I'm not here to get along with you.
Yeah.
It's business. There's no friends in business here. Yeah. I don't come on that personal level. You know, we go to the bar, the restaurant, the movie theaters. Nah, stop there. Yeah, we're here. When the crap goes down, I want some, sweat equity in this situation. I'm ruthless when it comes to this. But this personal stuff, stop there.
So, my opinion, right? This is my opinion. I don't have to get along with you to work with. I just don't have to. One thing you're going to do is respect me, and I'm going to do the same thing to you. So you don't have to like me. You could curse me out every time you leave. I don't care. We both came into this as an agreement, and if our relationship doesn't call for us to have beers after we leave work or go out, that's just what our relationship doesn't call for, and let's never try to mix the two. There's something called a business relationship, which people like to forget about pretty much. People think you got to be friends. It's like, no. Let's give an example. The Mavericks, yeah, the business is business. The Mavericks play the Lakers, right? They're rivals, but they make money together, right? They're rivals. Right. They make money together. So it's a business. They understand certain things. It's a business relationship. And then take something like, who are best friends in business? Okay, let's use me and my dad. Me and my dad, we have a real relationship where it's solidified outside of the working environment. You see what I'm saying? It's two totally different things. Me and my dad, we do business together, but we also hang out and chill. We talk. That's a personal relationship. And any given time, if anything falls off, we can separate. Well, we can't separate the person. He's still going to be my dad, but we can separate the business relationship and not work together anymore. You just have to understand how to put people in certain categories. I'm not going to talk to you after 5 o'clock because that's when working hours are over. I'm going to talk to you in between this hours and this hours because this is what our relationship dictates. And also, you might have to. We all entrepreneurs again. You might have to fire You might have to fire your friend. You might, like me. 25 now, but at 19, one of my friends just came home from prison, and at that time it was the youth house. I said, okay, well, I want to help you get your life right. Gave him a job cutting grass. He messed it up, and I had to fire him. But to this day, he's still my friend. To this day, we just can't work together. I can't let you jeopardize what I built. But he's still my friend. I knew how to separate the two. Friendship, business.
That's really important, because there's been times where I don't employ family members at all anymore, or friends. I did that when I was real young. That's a huge mistake. Unless I have a cousin that I can work with because she's about that life. So I do have a certain cousin that I can work with. But most of my other family, like my older brothers and stuff, probably not a good idea. And I love them to death, but most things we can't work together.
You love them to death, but you can't get money with them, and you just look. I love you in my personal life. That's about it.
Right. Let's not have a mix.
I could tell you about what happens here when we go into family. This is the first thing we do. Oh, yeah, I'm gonna hire my family. But what you don't realize is that your family know your weaknesses, everything about you, and they will test it. All right, this is the first thing. Yeah, because I went through exactly the same thing. Yeah, I want my family to be. Nah, they know my weaknesses, and they question all this. But again, on the other side, when you have somebody outside, they don't know none of this at all. Yeah, just like going to a job.
Right.
So that's what you've got to be careful of, guys. You're trying to start up a business, as I said, be careful who you hire, because those one can actually destroy the business.
And never start a business. Like, people will sell jewelry or whatever, pure romance or whatever it is that they sell, and the first thing they think is, oh, my cousins and my grandmother and my homies. Do never go into a business thinking your family's going to carry you through. It ain't gonna happen. 9 times out of 10, they'll be the last people that are gonna be your customers.
I mean, just think about it. I've made more money with complete strangers, and I'm talking about with. I'm not talking about off of. With complete strangers than my own family.
Well, because exactly, they don't know about you. I understand. The good thing about it, and guess what? I have worked. Listen, majority of my clients have not even seen my face. Now, that to say the least, exactly, and they will pay anything to 10,000 to go through the transaction. This is the power we've got in front of us now. They don't need to see you. Can you do the job? And prove to them it can be done on time. Majority of can't even get out of bed to do the job on time. That's all you got to do.
Now, I have a question. You got two men. You're married, right, Leon? Okay, cool, perfect. Okay, so two single.
I was, but when no, I had to fire. No, Jake.
Okay. So, what advice would you give two single men or women who are, entrepreneurs? They got their own business and stuff. When it comes to choosing a mate, do you think that the certain kind of mate that you have, I know it can affect your business at times too. So when it comes to what kind of mate, with yourselves as two entrepreneurs want to have, when building your empire?
That's a very good question. When we're looking for a relationship, and then the day, okay, we'll get to them. But I mean, when we're looking for the quote unquote ideal partner, remember we just said here, you can't mix business with pleasure. I mean, again, you're looking for someone to support you in your business. Yeah. Some people, this comes into the relationship situation. And I think when you're dating someone, can they support you on your journey? All right. They don't need to know 100% of what you're going to do. But guess what? Just ask him, do you need any help? Whatever it may be. And, bring in something. Again, you don't need to know about all the ins and outs, but help them to get them to the journey, because this is where relationships fall apart. And I can tell you from my personal experiences. They didn't understand what I did. They couldn't even ingest some of the pain points when I'm scratching my head at night and what this ain't going down. Bring a companion to say, okay, you know what? Take your mind off business, come and stay in a relationship. Because business can be tough. You're trying to combat the relationship, the family, and the business all at once. Whew. Yeah, this is a tornado and a half. But choosing that right ideal person, look for the qualities that, do they listen? Yeah, sit down and listen to you. Let's look for all these things. It may not be over time, but again, this is one of the things that you're really going to sacrifice for the day. Yeah, not everybody is meant for everybody. That way.
Aaron, I'm interested to hear what you're going to say.
But all right, so I'm gonna be completely honest and transparent. It's not easy. It's not easy being with an entrepreneur. It's just not. It's not going to be, because sometimes we miss meals. Some of those meals might be ones that you cook just for us, right? And we have to miss it because that's what. Here we go. That's what our life dictates. Sometimes I might have to travel in the blink of an eye. I might get a call and say, "Hey," because let's not forget, I did business in 25 states, so. I might have to go somewhere. Something might be failing, and somebody calls me, and I have to go. So sometimes I won't be there. It's not easy, but nobody said it would be, right? And not to put all the onus on the woman. For me too, that's not. I don't want to be in the air like all the time. Sometimes I want to be home and sleep. Be my daughter. It's not going to be easy, but it comes with the territory. Let's rid of this fantasy and this fairy tale where you live happily ever after and you don't work and you just sit home and make money. It's not how it goes. It's not how it goes. I don't know I've had a job, but not for a long time. I don't know how that life is like right now, but I can imagine I work just as hard as anybody else.
I think one of the points is, again, we do have to have a balance, okay? All right, there is enough, okay? Okay, okay, so there's going to be a big deal going down, but, we've got to understand we've got a partner here. We do have to give them some time. Yeah, and if you don't, manage your time correctly, it will be a disaster. Because sometimes the pertinent person you're with is the driving force of the business, and you don't know it. You come home, that partner gives you a smile, gives you the energy to get up in the morning. They may do some certain things where you don't even know, and you take it for granted. Once that driving force is gone, there's going to be a tornado. You just got to learn how to go ahead.
Now, let me ask you a question that I've done other shows about this, and slings and arrows from the ladies always come out, but so get ready, you might have to duck. But okay, you guys are two entrepreneur business owners and such. So how do you protect your business when, let's say, you decide to marry someone, and sometimes relationships don't work out? So you want to protect.
I thought you were on our side, man. I thought you were on our side.
We ain't got a lawyer.
You're in love.
We can't let it out.
Love don't always last.
Nah.
Protecting your business in the day, I think, it's not even from your loved ones, you're going to give it from your partners in the day. Guess what? You have an agreement. Yeah. Who owes what in the day? Blah, blah, blah. I think we've got to also just base it on even on small projects. Again, don't quote me because it's different from each state. And I'm not a lawyer. Yeah, you should go out and get some financial advice on the situation. Now, you could have a working agreement. What I mean, in the day, you're working together. Nobody owns anything. Yeah, it stays there out of the day, as is. All right. Now, then again, if it's just a working agreement, again, you take it to a particular point and renegotiate the agreement. This also goes for business to business. But when it comes to personal assets, in the day, you know what? You're in a relationship. If you don't trust the person who you're with, why are you with them in the first place? Marriage is a very, very serious thing. To take it serious. All right? You're going into something. You've got access. Why would you want to hide something from, again, your partner? Okay? Mm-hmm. That's what brings you down for the deceit.
That's true.
All right? Personally, if that's my woman, I'm going to make sure if I collapse tomorrow morning, legacy is still held in the day. She knows what to do. She knows what to call upon. And guess what? That continues. And the family goes on strong.
High five to that. We do have a question. It's a great question. And I actually saw this interview with Yes, I saw it. So the question is, what do you think about Dame Dash quote, hustle for your last name, not for your first? Do you believe that calling another man boss is like calling him daddy? Oh. So this question is for Leon and Aaron. So Aaron, okay, you can start out. What do you think?
Calling somebody boss isn't like calling somebody daddy. But I do believe in hustling for your last name. You call me boss because that's what I demand. You gonna respect me, and I'm your boss. It's like you're not supposed to disrespect anyone, and you're gonna respect me how I show myself. I present myself to you as the boss, so that's how you're gonna respect me. And necessarily, you don't have to call me, hey, Mr. Boss. You can say, hey, Mr. Goins, but I know what Mr. Goins really mean. I mean boss, right? So that's what you don't call me. But the working for your last name part, like I said, leaving the legacy, yeah, I'm going to leave a strong legacy.
So some people are slick too. They'll be like, "Oh yeah, I work with Aaron." You'd be like, "No, you work for."
No.
Okay, let's bring it to context now. Let's bring it to context.
Yeah.
No, I think I mean, I'm not really going to comment Damon Dash. I did listen in an interview and things like that. I mean, there's a lot of things that was said in that conversation that really get heated. But yes, I think it's a cultural experience sometimes. I think I worked on Wall Street, and it surprised me. Obviously, some of the culture. I called somebody by their last name, Mr. X, and they got offended, and I'm thinking, that's your name, innit? But call me by my XY name. Not my first name. But we have been trained here in the UK not to call people by the first name because it gets personal. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I don't know you like that. Yeah. So they don't be all calling you like that. So, but yes, boss. Now, I like to address you by your name end of the day because guess what? That's what you're comfortable with. But again, I think it's each to their own. If they want to be called boss, I say people. I don't do that.
No,
don't call me boss.
You see, that people put this ownership with that word, and they attach this stigma. You call me boss. Am I gonna call you employee? That's how we're gonna be.
Slave or something like that.
Yeah, I'm gonna call you slave. Like no, like call it
minion.
I mean, and then let's take it a little bit deeper. If it grow out the ground and it's green, you call it grass. Well, I started this, so I'm the boss of it. Like that's just how it goes. There's nothing disrespectful about calling something what it is. I'm sitting on a chair. I'm not gonna say it's a sitting device. It's a chair. It's like let's call it what it is.
And I always remember this, that no one's going to feel the same about your company as you are. Exactly. So some people be like so disappointed when their employees when they really feel like they just see it as just a job. It's like, what do you think they thought it was? You're going to feel a personal attachment to it because it's your baby. For a lot of employees, it's just the place I go to make my check. So for most employees, so always keep that in mind, and then you won't be crying when you find out.
I've literally heard an employee say, "I ain't come here to work today." Like, what you think you came here to do?
You take your butt home.
No. This goes back to my point. Who is responsible for this? You employed that person.
It's true.
So if they didn't come here, first of all, if you didn't ask the question, where do you see yourself in 5 years, and what do you think you can bring to the table, and they can't answer that question, you employed them. Who's responsible? You? Yeah. First of all, if your CEO mindset, you won't be responsible. Yeah, your HR team will be.
Yeah.
So you're bringing somebody in your environment whereby they're not feeling the job. You've got the option. Goodbye. Or you keep them on. If they're dead weight in your team, you need to remove that person from the team because it can poison the whole company. Because this is what people do. Entire company can collapse.
Quick story. I didn't mean to cut you off, Leon, but this is a true story that happened last week, right? So my pops, and we recorded, so I'm not going to say the name of the franchise. My pops just bought a franchise, right, with my dad, and he needed me to go pass out checks on payday because someone called out sick. Said, "Yeah, got you. You're my dad, no problem. I normally don't do this, but I'm gonna do it for you." Went into the store, went in line, and they don't know me because I'm never there because it's not mine. There's no reason for me to go there, so they don't know. Went in line and said, "Hey, can I have a cup of ice water?" Was going as soon as I said that, was going to hand out the checks, and she looked at me like, and I'm looking at her like, "Ice water, please." And she came back with a cup with no lid on it. I said, I'm just standing there like you ever been stuck because you don't know what to say, and I'm just holding it like, where's my lid? She said, we don't give lids the courtesy cups. My heart was like, oh no. Because I'm like, well, you can't give an open cup. Like, what if somebody falls and spills and then slip over the mess that they fall on, that they made, then we still liable. I'm asking her, give me my lid. She said, no, you gotta buy a lid. I'm like, playing in my head, I'm like, lid's like 8 cents. So what type of money we making? We paying for lids. I'm just being the owner, just saying, all right, it don't make sense. So I knew she was lying. Then it just hit me. I'm like, oh, she's being racist, not giving me a lid. So I said, go get your manager. The manager came and said the same exact thing she said. I knew he was wrong. So I just said, okay. They said, you know what? Just leave the store, because I was kind of causing a commotion. I said, okay. I left the store, called my dad, and came back. Went back in the store, sat down at the table, took out the checks, put them on the table, and waited for my dad. And I called the lady over there and said, look, I'm not going to fire you because you're only getting paid this amount and you really need it. And plus, your manager hired you. So that means it's not your fault. It's his fault for letting you do this, which ended up being my fault because I hired him. Needless to say, it doesn't matter. One bad employee that got hired by the next bad employee. It all whittles down to you. You're responsible for this. You want to be the boss, then you gotta really take ownership of it. Companies like to say, hey, it was mismanaged. It was the employees was this, the employees didn't show up on time. Like Leon said, who hired them? The HR. I never really hired anybody, but HR. Who hired the HR? Me. Who hired the people that see? That's what I'm saying. It comes down to you. What are you doing to protect your business? And just like in the relationship, what are you doing to protect? What system do you have in place? Now to end the story, right? What ended up happening, we had to close the store down for the morning shift because we felt they were doing this to all black people, and all I wanted was water. That's all I wanted. I was going to give her the checks and leave. But when things like that happen, are you willing to take a loss? We shut the store down. It might have been a Dunkin' Donuts, and we shut the store down in the morning, which is peak business hours. But we had to make that decision to make sure our business runs the right way with the right people.
Listen to what Aaron said here, which is key. He made the decision to terminate that store. It wasn't because he was losing money. He knew that if he didn't do the right action at the right time, it would be a catastrophe. Businesses don't fail on money. They fail on bad systems.
Like
Aaron had a good system. Yeah.
If everybody got a pen and paper, this one saying to take you so far. Everything rises and falls on leadership.
It does.
Everything rises and falls on leadership. So we talking about duplication right now, and I know I'm in my zone. Don't stop me. I'm talking to myself, right? We talking about duplication right now, right? What you see me do, what you're going to do. You're not going to do what I say. Kids don't listen. They repeat our actions and they do our actions, right? So you're not going to do what I say. You're going to do what I do. That's why if your parents smoke, you got a better chance ended up smoking, right? So if I come to work on time, or if I open the store as the owner, as the CEO, or whatever, you're going to come to work on time because you're seeing the person who is most accountable, who is affected by it the most. You're seeing them with good habits. And if you're around me enough, you're going to develop good habits. You're going to know how to pull up your pants when you're around me, because that's what I do. You're going to know how to pick your head up when you walk, because that's what I do. You're just going to know certain things when you're around successful people because they demand it. I'm not late to things. I'm not I don't walk in the house on the phone. It's just certain things we don't do, certain things we won't accept. And at that time, racism, because that's what I'm talking about, I couldn't accept it. So we had to make the decision, and we lived with it.
That's excellent.
Wow.
Wow, man, that's excellent.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Quianna, do you have something before I?
I mean, just digging a little bit deeper on what you guys were talking about, and even when we started talking about boss, you know, I grew up and I was taught that nobody is the boss of you. Okay, so that doesn't mean that I can't follow leadership. Okay, so that doesn't mean I can't learn from good leaders. And so when I was told that as a child, and even as a teenager, that set a platform knowing that I would be a leader. And guess what? You don't have to be in a leadership position to be a leader. Understand that. You do not have to be in a leadership position and have the title and have all those hooplas behind your name in order to lead. Because at every single point of where you're going, how you're operating, people are watching. Okay. And so the way Aaron just described how he conducted himself, he recognized immediately that is leadership qualities. You see what I'm saying? And so conducting yourself like that at all times is very, very important. I mean, that's what I just really wanted to dive in. You know, so many people focus on the titles and bosses and leadership and supervisors, but so important. Yes, go ahead.
Like people want the title and not the job, because the title sound good. But the job ain't fun. It's not fun to shut down the store and prime business out. It's not fun. It's nothing fun about that. But you want to be a boss, but you can't make that decision.
But that's
crazy.
You know, this is what I'm saying when we're talking about a job. The titles, you can buy the titles off the shelf. All right, this is what's going on now. Who is really pulling the weight? Yeah, it's these guys of the day without these titles. Yeah, I don't possess any titles, and I don't want any titles. Yeah, that don't make me who I am today. Yeah, it's the actions that I put out in the day. Yeah, I'm sure these guys pulled me out of the woodworks for some reason. It wasn't for my title. You don't see no. I'm not going to go into that because I know some people have got them. I don't call myself a title. This is what it is. Yeah, I will deliver. That's my promise to people. I will come and deliver. If I don't deliver the first 15 minutes, you fire me. That's my value in the day. I'm going to make sure I do what I got to do and make sure I generate revenue for your business. That's why I separate myself from anybody else. That's unique about me. So, but again, that's me. Some people don't like it, but I can't please everybody. But again, 80 to 90% of the people that have been with me got what they wanted, and they still want to work with me. So I must be doing something right. I hope.
All right. Well, I want to once again thank everybody who's joined us tonight. Of course, our wonderful guests, both Aaron and Leon. And before we close out, I'm going to turn it over to Leon in a minute. But we're going to do a segment every week, and it's called This Day in History. And what we want to do is share some information to the public that maybe you've heard, may know or may not. And so this day in history for March 4th in 1877, scientist and inventor Garrett A. Morgan was born. He was born in Paris, Kentucky. He was the inventor of the belt fastener for sewing machines. He invented the gas mask and the automatic traffic signal. He then sold his rights to General Electric for $40,000. He was an African American, and I put it in the show notes. Do your research. Check this brother out. He was an amazing person, and his inventions are what we live on today. So definitely check that out. Now, what I want to do is I'm gonna turn the floor over to Leon, and it's all yours.
Thank you, Kinte. As I said, this is the closing now. I definitely want to thank you for giving me the great opportunity to be here with you today, and also Quinnan. Should have been Quinnan first. Met you. I'm not even going to talk about where I met you today. It was quite surprising. We should talk about it another time. But yeah, it's very, very good to be here. We have a nice conversation on Blab, and it's friendly and early hours in the morning. I mean, I definitely, if you know what the time is here, it's actually 10 to 5 in the UK. You guys killed me. I was fighting sleep. You don't know, but I said to myself, listen, they've asked me to do something. You know what? I'm going to back this 100%. Come out the door blazing and ensure that I produce value. Yeah. So I hope I've done that today. And again, this is what I want to know. We're going to do a little poll. There's 31 people in this room today. Wow. Did today's show give any value? Could you walk away? Can I have a 1 in the window if you enjoyed today's show? I want to show you what you just guys done. 1 in the window was today really, really good? Would you say good? If it's 2, it was absolute rubbish, and it shouldn't have been here, wasting my time. I want to watch Hollywood Housewives or something else or Scandal. It's up to you. I mean, 1 in the window, it's up to you. Yeah. Guys, this is what you do. All right. So this is your first show. I expect this room to have 60 next week, or whatever it may be, or double or 90. Yeah. Guys, this is what you want to do next week, or even when they put this out. Tweet your friends, whatever it may be. Show them there's some quality. I don't mean Q, capital Q here. Quality shows in there. But again, like I always want to do, I have my obligation to give back to the community. And I want to give the great opportunity for somebody to have a 1 hour's consultancy session with me. Give me a 3 if you really want that with me. You get a 1 hour with me.
Woo! An hour, you guys.
An hour, and again, if you really want to,
yes.
I don't want to put a dollar amount to it at the end of the day. I mean, I charge anything, going up to 300 odd pounds. This was about $400, but not to worry the money. It's about, listen, guys, I'm going to be fair. The ones that have had a session with me, you're exempt. Yeah, I can see some people in there. I know who they are. They cannot have another one. Yeah. Don't be selfish now. All right. Give somebody else a chance. All right. Someone's new. Again, put a 3 in the window. And that's not the case. Again, it's not about getting. If you want money, listen, I'm giving you an opportunity. All right. It's not about money. Information is power. It's up to you how you deploy the money. I can't tell you how to make money. You don't do the things. You don't take the risks that I take. So if you want to be money, it's up to you. But again, the ones who want to, take a full advantage, just put a 3 in the window and let me know. Okay. There you go. And also subscribe to next week. It's already lined up. These guys ain't playing. All right. So great. I know who to pick. I'm not going to pick them now. I've got all the numbers now. Yeah. So stop posting. Yeah. I'll again, look out for your DMs. And I will pick somebody out as well. Quinnan, Kinte.
All right. Thank you so much. Next week, we're going to be joined by Miss Gail Deculus Johnson. This sister is just a treasure. She has been collecting Black memorabilia. She has literally a treasure trove of important artifacts dating back to from slavery to Jim Crow era to even present day things. She has some of the most amazing artifacts, and she's going to be on next week. She's going to be talking about collecting, and she's going to share with us some of the things that she has. And these things will blow your mind. And I did do an interview with her at the Leimert Park Book Fair. I believe it was about 4 months ago. I did like a little small interview. So this will be great to actually have her on the show, and she's going to have her stuff. And it's very powerful stuff. She's an amazing, amazing person, and she's really a treasure. So every time I see this woman, because I see her every once in a while around Los Angeles, and I just give her a big hug because what she's doing is so important, keeping our legacy of, things that would just be lost out there. So definitely you guys want to check that out. and I'll put in there some the video of the little interview I did. But we're going to expound on that. We're going to have her on Blab, and it's going to be amazing. And we'll have each week we're going to have wonderful guests. We have some things lined up I think that you guys will enjoy. We're going to have topic episodes, right? We're going to talk about different topics. We're going to have it where people can just hop in and ask questions as well. It won't always be guest centric, but we wanted to start out with a bang. And these two guys,
woo!
I have to say this. I met Leon and Aaron very early in my time on Blab. And how they say real net recognize real, game recognize game. It takes really a short time to realize when someone is legit and they're real, and these guys are authentic people, and it's funny. I felt like, you guys have the kind of personality where you feel like after meeting them that you've known him for a long time. Like I felt like I knew these brothers for a long time. So, and I knew when we were doing this, I really wanted to have these two gentlemen on the show. I really appreciate both of you guys and the work that you do in this community, especially because you do such an amazing job of supporting other people in their pursuits. Leon, I mean, I've seen you countless times helping raise money for wonderful causes, helping just spread the good word. It's, it's always amazing when I hear you speak. And Aaron, to be 25 years old and be so accomplished and just, I'm just so impressed every time when you speak, because when, I meet a lot of 25-year-olds. And they don't always be, they don't always be on that good stuff. So that's why I'm so stuff. Yeah. I'm trying to be PC about it, but I have to say, man, I'm so impressed by you, man. And before I even heard your story and knew what you were really about and what all your story, I mean, it just makes so much sense once you get to talk to you and find out what you're all about. And like I said, wonderful guy. I'm gonna start off with you, Aaron. How can people, if they want to get in contact with you through social media and just check out more things that you're doing, how can they do so?
Well, I'm Wake Up Better on everything, social media, and always is open to DM me. I'm not like some guy who won't talk to you. I love what I do. And honestly, if I don't talk to you, I won't do nothing for the whole day. I want to talk to people. I got a lot of free time, right? No, I'm kidding. But yeah, so if you really are interested in finding out more what I do in a personal life, and now that I'm getting involved with this solar program, I am actually, because everybody thinks I'm cheap, right? So I'm actually giving money away and putting solar where it needs to be. So if you want to get involved with that, you can email me, workwithaaron33@gmail.com. We can just chat it up, and I'm glad you were born entrepreneur, and I'm looking forward to talking to everybody.
Yes.
All right. And real quick, for those who may not know, Wake Up Better, what's the significance of that?
Wake Up Better, that is a lifestyle, not a name. Wake Up Better means what everything I said, living in the future, not thinking about today and bettering yourself. So I could have put any word after better. I mean, after wake up, I could have woke up wealthy, woke up pretty if I wanted to, right? Woke up anything, but better is my power word. Like I said, I was broke in that story. Like I said, I had to do something. So to me, it was better in my family's financial situation. I was paralyzed. So I had to wake up. Like in order to be better, I had to wake up better. The next day was the first day of the rest of my life. So that was it's my way of telling people, literally, your situation is your situation for right now. But tomorrow you can literally change it. You like Leon said, you have that choice. We all have choices. And it's just my way of saying you don't have to choose to be negative. You can choose the positive side of life.
Now real quick before I go to Leon, after your accident, how do you still got your jump shot?
I mean, I don't know if I still got my jump shot, but I'm gonna shoot 40 of them. So like 13 gonna go in. So that's good enough. That's good enough. That's good enough. It might not still be there, but I'm gonna shoot so many. That's another thing in business. Like, I'm gonna do so many. Like I'm a fail, but when I do win, it's gonna win big.
Hey, I'm gonna keep shooting whether they go in or not.
I'm gonna keep shooting.
I love it. That's a little Kobe in you.
Kobe.
Leon, how can people get you on social media and any website or anything?
Well, first of all, I got to just make a statement that I don't work with anybody. That's the first thing. The reason why I'm really conscious of my time. Yeah, and I'm an old guy now, so I've got to be very, very conscientious of what goes down. We are very, very selective in who we work with. The reason why you do have to pre-qualify if you want to work with them, and that's why I said I got to give back I got to guard that. So, but if you do want to see a summary of some of the people I've actually worked with, and you can catch me on LinkedIn. This is my professional church, and I'll put a link in the chat window. You can see a couple of things that I do, but again, it's only a small summary at the end of the day. There's so things that are on there that you won't even see in the background, but yeah, you can find me there. It's not saying I will ignore you, but again, if you contact me, if you're on LinkedIn, try to connect with me, send me a message. Somebody will staff will pull it onto me, and then they know where it comes from. But again, I'll be able to address it the best way I can. Most of my services are paid, and I'll do, again, it's actually in pound sterling, by the way, it's not US dollars. So be warned if you do want to work with me in that, that kind of caliber. We do have some clients in here that actually work with me as well. I mean, good to see you. And there are some ones that we are working with in the near future. And there is some other people that are on. Is Aaron want to come in? Before, I just want to say a quick word. Guys, I just want to do a quick poll. Where did you find this blab? Did you get an invitation from me? Did you come in the blab and just say, I'm a bit nosy? Or, did you get a tweet, or you came from Facebook? Give me 1, 2, or 3. 1, you got a tweet from me. 2, you were just nosy. 3, you got something from Kinte. 4, you just stumbled in here by this magic.
Look at the marketing.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
I've worked with Leon. I actually had the chance to talk with him one-on-one, and it's amazing. Honestly, it's amazing.
That's good, man. Real neck recognize real. I want to take a moment to give some praise to my wonderful co-host, who this was all of her idea. She started it with the Black History Month program and pivoting to here, Quianna Rodriguez, Miss Happy Work Week. So if I had the sound effects, I would definitely give you some round of applause. So I'll do it myself. Thank you so much, Quianna, for doing this. And also, too, I want you to once again tell everybody how they can get you in social media and about your websites and the significance of Happy Work Week for those who may have missed it.
All right. Well, you can find me. All my handles are Happy Work Week here on Twitter. Here on Blab, Twitter, Periscope as well, and Facebook. You have a Facebook group, Happy Work Week, but it's actually 555. So Happy Work Week 555, because Happy Work Week was taken. So Pinterest, Tumblr, Happy Work Week. Across the board. That's where you can find me. My email address is thrive@happyworkweek.com. You can go to happyworkweek.com as well. Everything is Happy Work Week. So the significance of Happy Work Week pretty much is, I'm so tired of seeing people day in and day out go to work unhappy. They're unhappy with their situation. They're unhappy with the work environment, and it doesn't have to be like that. And a lot of things that we touched on today has everything to do with the reason why people are so unhappy. It starts with you, and I love to help people recognize how they can be happy every single day of the week.
And if they need to contact you, for your services, those things that you mentioned, right? It's good.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Kinte, I'm grateful for all of you guys tonight. Kinte, you are amazing as well. So thank you so much. Aaron, thank you. I met you on Periscope long time ago. And Leon, I met you here on Black. So I thank you guys so much. Thank you.
All right. And you can follow me at Kinte F as well. And I want to give a shout out to my cousin, Judith Watson, Janine Watson.
You sure that's your cousin?
Yeah, it's my cousin. No. It was somebody else I was reading at the same time. But no, my cousin Janine is in the Facebook chat. I want to give her a big shout out as well. And I want to thank everybody that came. And just so happy that this first episode started out so wonderful, and can't wait for the next one. And with all that said, we'll see you next time.